Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Jay, and this is the brand new 2016 Lincoln MKX. So, this MKX was delivered to the Car Buzz office as a press car, and I was looking over its window sticker and I saw its final price, and it was almost $60,000. And I'm thinking to myself, well, isn't this just a rebadged Ford Edge, which is a very good midsize crossover? And I wanted to really figure out whether or not this new MKX is worth that final $60,000 price. So this midsize luxury crossover, the first generation came out in 2006, and as I just said, it was pretty much just a rebadged Ford Edge. It was a nice crossover, but it didn't really do a very good enough job distinguishing itself from its Edge corporate cousin. And even despite a 2011 refresh, the MKX just didn't quite go far enough. But that car was sold up until last year, and for 2016, Lincoln completely redesigned the MKX. Once again, it is based on the Edge, but it is a much better crossover this time around. It's different from the Edge, and I'm going to go and tell you all the reasons why in accordance to its engines, its features, and just, the ways that Lincoln is trying to put itself into a higher bracket in the luxury market. So looking at this exterior design, this particular car, it's painted ruby red metallic. It's got these nice 20-inch wheels. Compared to the previous generation, this platform makes the car a bit longer and wider than before. So it's more spacious inside, but fuel economy has also been improved, and I'll get to that in a few minutes as well. But overall, I really like the look of it. I like that chrome strip at the bottom there, that character line going just across the door handles. It's just a very, it's a very nice looking vehicle. It's not offensive. I don't think the styling is too overdone. Looking at the front end here, I know not everyone's a fan of it, but I kind of like it. It does make it look unique and sort of a standout within its class of crossovers. I also like these the dual exhaust with chrome tips. Again, it's just another little bit that Lincoln is adding to make this car stand out more in a very crowded and competitive field. Oh, and if anybody is wondering, yes, Matthew McConaughey is still going to be the official spokesman for Lincoln. I did confirm this with an official from Lincoln when I was talking to them about the brand new Continental, which was just revealed at the New York Auto Show, earlier this year. So, and that official was telling me that Matthew McConaughey is actually helping boost Lincoln sales. So, those commercials, if you've ever seen them, they're kind of funny, a little weird, but look, they're working. And Lincoln was a brand that was, up until a few years ago, it was really kind of struggling. It's supposed to be Ford's luxury division. And ever since Ford Motor Company killed off Mercury several years ago, the Lincoln and Mercury dealerships, they were one unit, those dealerships have been struggling as well. And because they were only stuck with one brand. But now Ford has pumped a lot of money into Lincoln. And the results are really starting to be shown. For example, this engine. So this is a brand new twin-turbo 2.7-liter EcoBoost V6. It has a total of 335 horsepower and 380 pound-feet of torque. So the base engine that the MKX comes with is a 3.7-liter naturally aspirated V6 with 303 horsepower. What's kind of cool is that 3.7-liter V6 is the standard engine that's also found in the Ford Mustang. Now, the MKX also comes standard with front-wheel drive. All-wheel drive is optional, which this particular MKX has. And looking at the interior here, it's they call the colors cappuccino premium leather, and it's a very nice looking interior, I have to say. And I have been in the new Ford Edge, and I'm really happy to see that Lincoln has added its own styling themes inside. It's just not the same interior as the Edge with a Lincoln instead of a Ford badge. And if you look closely, that is real wood trim. There's a lot of nice aluminum. The back seat is quite comfortable, especially even for 3 adults. I'll get to that in a little bit later in the unboxing review as well. But overall, in this the interior, I noticed a lot of soft touch surfaces. There's a leather wrapped dashboard, and this, even though this car doesn't have it, there's even an optional DVD headrest system, which costs about an extra $2,000. So again, another example of Lincoln just moving up in the luxury scale. But the MKX also comes with a lot of nice standard features. Sirius satellite radios included, 18-inch alloys, but these are 20-inch alloys on this car, adaptive suspension dampers for all-wheel drive models, automatic xenon headlights, LED taillights, keyless ignition and entry, remote engine start, rear parking sensors, rear privacy glass, heated 8-way power front seats with lumbar support, and there's a driver memory function as well. And even the rear seats, they do recline, and there's a 60-40 split, second row. So, and by the way, this is a 2-row crossover. There's 2 rows of seats, 3 in the front. 2 in the front, 3 in the back. And I'll get to more possible 3-row crossovers in a few minutes. But for now, let's hear that engine for a moment. Alright, so that engine, the 2.7 liter twin turbo V6, it'll get you from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.2 seconds, and that's about average for this class. In terms of fuel economy, 17 miles per gallon in the city, 24 miles per gallon on the highway, and a combined 19 miles per gallon is what Lincoln officially rates it at. So how does it drive? Well, actually, very quietly, thanks to the improved insulation and the active noise cancellation system, which, as I mentioned, comes standard. But overall, yeah, the acceleration was nice. It's definitely more refined and fuel efficient than before, but a few reviews and people have told me that they were going to the pumps a little more often than they would like, but in general, I would go with this 2.7 liter twin turbo V6 over the naturally aspirated one. It just gives it the car a little more oomph. All right, so now I want to talk to you about this. This is the touchscreen system here. It's called My Lincoln Touch. It's the same as My Ford Touch, but Lincoln instead of Ford. So, as I mentioned before in other unboxing review videos, this system does not have the best history. It was one of the first infotainment systems to come out, but it's had a lot of rebooting problems, and it's just a little complicated. But I want to break it down for you a little bit. It's comprised of 2 driver selectable information screens. There's the central touch screen system that you see here, and plus there's a voice control system. Now, My Lincoln Touch, it has sort of a steep learning curve, and it's kind of overall frustrating to work with, and it's slow to respond to inputs. But you can also control the 22-way driver's seat, as you see here. But it's divided the system into quarters. It's like entertainment, phone, navigation, and climate control. But what's interesting is that I found that the voice commands are actually sometimes faster to use than using the screen itself. Again, like setting a destination, specifically an address in the nav section, it's easiest to do with a voice command over using the touch screen. Just pressing individual letters to type in that destination, it takes time. And when I've compared it with so many other infotainment systems, you get used to the inputs being very immediate, and they're not in this case. So I kind of preferred using the voice commands. But what I do like about Lincoln Touch is that it does deliver a high level of functionality, and it does have a lot of features, kind of comparable to BMW's iDrive. So it's not a bad system, but there are better. But fortunately, Sync 3, that is a new infotainment system, it's going to be available in later model year 2016 MKXs, as well as all 2017s and beyond. And Sync 3 is going to permanently replace my Lincoln Touch. I have not had a chance to use it yet, but it's said to be easier with even faster response times and just a general more user-friendly touchscreen. So I hope to get another press car in the future with Sync 3, and I'll let you know how it is then. And this is kind of cool, this feature, the way the transmission select buttons are located. Instead of an actual gear shift, you just press the button, and that's it. And I think I forgot to mention, it's actually a 6-speed automatic. It's the only transmission available across the entire MKX lineup. So this car, this particular press car, it's equipped with several other packages. It has the technology package, which includes active park assist, front park sensors, front video camera. There's also the climate package with heated rear seats, heated steering wheel, and rain sensing wipers. There's also the driver assistance package, which gives you an interior mirror with a camera, lane keeping assist, adaptive cruise control, and active braking. Those are all really nice features to have, safety features as well. I would recommend them if you're able to stretch your budget accordingly. But fortunately, the new MKX did receive a 5-star crash test rating from the US government. And I kind of like this feature just by the way the extra cargo spaces or interior storage space is done. Instead of having a gear selector or gear lever there, you're able to create that storage. And a panoramic sunroof, one of my favorite features in cars. Again, an $85,000 Toyota Land Cruiser does not even have a panoramic sunroof, just a standard moonroof, but this is really, really cool. So the MKX, it is offered in 4 different trims, but Lincoln prefers to call them groups, so I'll call them groups. There's the base Premier model, the Premier Group model, Select, Reserve, and then Black Label. This particular press car is the Reserve model, or group. And what you get with the Reserve, you have the 20-inch wheels, as I mentioned, adaptive headlights, ventilated front seats, a mobile app compatibility, that panoramic sunroof, along with everything from the group just before it, the Select, which includes LED daytime running lights, power folding side mirrors, hands-free power liftgate, leather upholstery, and that wood trim. And then at the very top of the range, you have the Black Label. And you get a bunch of extra stuff for that. And it costs more money, but you get, upgraded leather upholstery, a 19-speaker surround sound system. This car has a 13-speaker system, unique design themes, and access to Lincoln's Black Reserve program. And that's kind of interesting because you get even better customer service and vehicle care. For an example, you get free car washes and annual dealer detailing, as well as access to what Lincoln calls its mobile showroom. And literally, a Lincoln representative comes to your home, and you can custom build your MKX or other Lincoln models with various designer features. So, again, that's an example of Lincoln really gunning after the likes of Cadillac, BMW, and Audi and Mercedes-Benz. Oh, and the Black Label program also gives you an access to a list of high-end restaurants across the United States. So That's kind of cool. So let's talk about the competition here. The first models that come to mind is the Lexus RX 350. That has a base price of $42,000. And then there's the Acura MDX, which has a base price of $44,000. But what I like about the MDX is that it has a third row of seats. And if your budget allows, there's also the BMW X5, which begins at $55,000, but it gets expensive really fast. Just add on a few option packages. The same thing goes for the Mercedes-Benz GLE, which starts at $52,000. They're more luxurious, they cost more, but they sell very well. And then there's also the brand new Mazda CX-9, which I already did an unboxing review video of as well. What I love about that car, it does have a third row of seats and a lot of luxury, and it'll be interesting to see if the Mazda CX-9 becomes a real competitor to the likes of this Lincoln MKX. It's a fantastic car. I really like this Lincoln MKX as well, but when you have those extra third row seats, sometimes, I don't know, that might be the ultimate deal-breaking decision. And as I mentioned earlier in this review, the second row here, it's actually pretty spacious. Easily 2 adults can fit back here. Even 3 adults will find a lot of comfort as well. They have, control of the climate system here, and it's a really nice place to be. And I applaud Lincoln for making that rear seat roomier. You also have this cool power lift gate, and this particular MKX comes with a cargo utility package, which is like a cargo management system. You get a cargo area cover as well as a cargo compartment underneath the floor. So let's go back to my initial point to this unboxing review today. Is this $60,000 Lincoln MKX worth almost, $60,000? So I went to the Ford website and built a Ford Edge and noticed that it has a base price of $28,700, but that comes with a twin-turbo inline-4, a fully equipped Ford Edge with the titanium trim. It costs just over $49,000. Now, the MKX starts at just over $38,000, and the reserve trim begins at $47,650. This particular car has a little over $10,000 or so worth of options, plus a handling and destination, and it comes to a grand total of $58,740. Again, just under 60 grand. Now, is it worth 60 grand? Yes, I would say so for a couple of reasons. If you want luxury and a unique set of engines, then go for this. The Ford Edge, it does not offer the 2.7 liter twin turbo V6, nor does it offer the 3.7 liter naturally aspirated V6. It has a twin turbo inline 4, as I mentioned, and its base engine is a 3.5 liter V6. So Lincoln was smart by giving the MKX unique engines compared to the Ford Edge, to help set it apart. But I also noticed that the MKX, you can get the base model with this upgraded 2.7 liter twin turbo V6 for $40,000. If you add all-wheel drive, front-wheel drive comes standard, that brings it to a total of just over $43,000. So if you don't need all the luxury features but want all-wheel drive and a really good engine, the MKX is a great choice. All right, everyone, I'm out of time for today. Thank you for watching. If you have any suggestions for future reviews, leave them for me in the comments section, as well as any additional questions. Be sure to subscribe to the CarBuzz YouTube channel here, and be sure to tune in next time for my next unboxing review. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.